Hey, everybody, welcome. In today's video, we have women mad about the new welfare laws. If you'd like to continue to support us, please hit that like button and tap that bell to subscribe. Thanks for watching.
5 days since I have been able to eat anything. Why, may you ask? Why haven't you eaten 5 days, Courtney? Well, because Donald Trump decided to change the rules when you collect welfare benefits, food stamps, cash assistance, Section 8, disability, whatever it is. So I have been cut off. I have never worked a day in my life. I have 6 kids, 6 mouths to feed, 4 baby daddies. Okay, I don't receive child support. I don't have any income. I've never had a job. I'm not ever going to have a job. I don't want a job. The whole point of having the kids was to get government benefits. I have been collecting almost $10,000 a month in government benefits for 13 years. And now they just strip it from me. They take it from me. How the hell am I supposed to feed my kids? How? How am I supposed to pay rent? This is bullshit. Not only that, I have over 335,000 followers, and not one person has offered to help me. What's the point of having all these followers if they don't care, right? It is your responsibility as a taxpayer to support me and my kids. So, support me.
They cut my motherfucking food stamps to $85 fucking dollars from $738. How the fuck that's supposed to support a household of 3?
Give it up by yourself.
Okay, I'm 30 years old, I have 4 kids, and I've been on welfare for 12 years.
Do you live in government housing?
Yes, since I was 18, but they put me out because I didn't report my boyfriend living there with me.
Are you employed?
No.
How do you feel about that?
I'm comfortable with it, and I feel like I don't need to look for one because I get a check from the government every month.
How much do you collect in benefits?
I get $780 in food stamps, $500 in tenants, and I get Medicaid and WIC.
If you're wondering how the party that created the welfare queen moral panic is now the party of bribe women $5,000 to birth a human child for the US government, it's because powerful people who are only powerful because they require the oppression of other people and the extraction of their resources to gain and maintain that power use the control of reproduction to solve their problems. The welfare queen solved the problem of people wanting the money the government takes out of their paychecks every month to go to things that make their and their families' lives better. Less money for the black women you are told are leeching off the government, also less money for you, more money for the people at the top. The new problem is women have been withholding their unpaid labor in the form of marriage and motherhood from men at such a severe rate it is collapsing the society that they built and that they rely on to be powerful. Primarily white women. These people were not sitting around a table imagining giving medals of motherhood to black women that had 6 or more children. The push to take away our reproductive rights to get people to have more babies is about white women. And this push to control our reproductive rights will harm all women, especially black women who are the most vulnerable, women of color. But white women have started doing this thing where we're like, it's not about us, like we'll be fine, we gotta focus on the other. It's about you, babe. It's about you, and it's gonna harm you. White women need to understand and acknowledge that our economic and reproductive freedom is so powerful, it can literally change our entire cultural, political fabric, not just the welfare queen to the bribe you to have kids, the take away your right to healthcare, but the soft life, trad wife, I'm just a girl, turn off my brain when I'm around my boyfriend. Your independence is a threat to our society that they built. And white women, you don't have to center yourselves in these conversations about reproductive rights attacks and harms because your reproductive freedom is not more valuable than anyone else's reproductive freedom, but control over your reproductive freedom right now is more powerful. And if you don't acknowledge that, we're gonna walk right into letting them do it.
What the fuck is wrong with you mamas? I just made a video a couple days ago because I had a really bad day, y'all. I was told that my husband just signed a plea deal for 10 to 15 years in prison, and I was denied my benefits to help me. I have a son, we have a son, and my rent's going up. So, I ask for help, thinking I should get it. I don't have a man to help me, or a woman, or anybody. I don't have nobody to help me. Don't matter. I don't have nobody to help me. And it's just not right to shame a mother who's struggling, who does her best. I'm a housekeeper, y'all. I work hard. I don't make shit. I'm not this wealthy lady. And I'm just really upset at the mom shaming, guys, because it was so mean. People were like, I could never get on social media and ask for help. Well, why not? Wouldn't you do anything for your baby? I'm not asking for help. I didn't ask for help anyway. I just got on here and was crying. I don't ask the government for help. You made them, you raise them. Don't rely on people's tax dollars. Motherfucker, I pay taxes too. I am entitled to that shit just as much as you all. And I need help. I don't have a man to help me. My husband is gone for 10 to 15 years. So, Anyway, don't mom shame. It's mean. Government assistance is a joke. It does not help the struggling mother. Just so everyone knows, the struggling mamas out here, they ain't getting the help they need. Because they make too much goddamn money. Believe that. I've seen them in my comments. I know. I'm one of them.
Maybe when people be like, girl, how you get food stamps? I wish I get food stamps. Are lying. That lady called me and said, ma'am, I said, yes, ma'am. She gonna say, what's your address? I said, ma'am, I don't have no address. I've been homeless for 3, 4, 5 months. I have nothing. My family won't let me stay with them, ma'am. I'm starving. While I'm kicked back in the bedroom and everything, living lovely. Then she gonna say, ma'am, what's your job title? I say, ma'am, they won't hire me anywhere. I don't have no job. I've been putting application after application. It's just like nothing work. Yeah, the lady was on the phone. She said, ma'am, I'm so sorry for all of this that you're going through. She said, we just shipped your card out. You should have about $1,000 on your card from last month and this month, and your balance and your payment every month is gonna be $300. And hey, thank you so much, ma'am. Like, you just don't understand how hungry I've been. Let me tell y'all something. This was wrong with y'all. I know y'all mama ain't tell y'all. Gotta tell everybody the truth. So y'all remember that time that I got on TikTok telling y'all about the food stamps? Do y'all remember that time I got on here and told y'all about the food stamps? Why did they turn my food stamps off? And I gotta pay back $35,000. They turned my food stamp off and I gotta pay back $35,000. Now I'm aggravated because how y'all didn't know I was playing on him? Y'all just running with, but them really turned my food stamps off and I have to pay them back $35,000. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna get $35,000 from, but I have to pay them back. So y'all, watch what y'all put on the internet, because everything is not for the internet.
So Trump is cracking down on food stamps. If you've been on food stamps, you're now going to have to do 15 hours a week of community service in order to continue to receive food stamps. Okay, 15 hours a week. Can you believe that? I'm going to have to go out here, even though I don't work. Okay, this is my time that they're asking me to use. I'm going to have to go out here and do 15 hours a week to continue to get my $4,200 in food stamps for my 7 kids.
So, yo, tell me why I'm sitting here going to the WIC office this morning and I got into a little scuffle. But it wasn't even a scuffle. It was really what she said that made me go at her. Like, I don't know who y'all is, but I hate a female who sit there and act like they really got it, or put on a front in front of a nigga or anybody in the world to make it seem like you got, when you know everybody is struggling in this world. I don't understand what the fuck be wrong with people. She parts her lips after I jumped into her parking spot and gonna say, oh, just a young mom who need her WIC, who need her welfare. Like, who you feeling like? Because let me see that bank account, okay? Let me see that bank account. Ain't no way that you sit here trying to troll somebody because they on welfare and WIC. I don't know where y'all got that from, but this mom shit is not easy. So for y'all to be trying to pop it like, oh, you don't need WIC or you never been on welfare, you need to fucking stop. Seriously, because everybody love a good food stamp. Let's talk about it.
In the mail this morning, and I just now opened it, and somebody reported me to the state of Michigan because I'm making money on TikTok, and I drive a 2024 BMW. They have cut my food stamps from almost $4,000 a month down to $88 a month. They are telling me if I want a review that I have to sell my car. So you're telling me if you were on welfare, food stamps, cash assistance, Section 8, you can't drive a nice car? They are forcing me to sell my brand new BMW, or I lose almost $4,000 in food stamps. Not only that, they have taken my cash assistance totally away. They are telling me that Section 8 will no longer be paying 95% of my rent, only 10% of my rent. So I will have to pay a little over $400 a month now instead of $60 a month. They cannot do this. They cannot make me sell my car. They cannot cut my food stamps. Not only is the state forcing me to sell my 2024 BMW that I paid with cash, not only are they forcing me to sell it unless I want to get cut off on all government assistance, they took my whole tax refund. Over $22,000 the government took. They couldn't even leave me $100. And they are still telling me that I owe over $20,000 from over issuance. It is not my fault that they made a mistake. They gave me those benefits. They were mine. I used them. I should not have to pay them back. I shouldn't have to sell my BMW. That is my baby. I worked hard for that car. F you,
All right,
government.
I need to talk to my ladies, my girls, okay? I need y'all to hear me. Like, really, really hear me. I don't care what your political affiliation is. You guys really need to hear what I'm saying here, okay? I'm not hyper-catastrophizing. I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to give you a short little story as an example to help you understand what just got signed into law in Texas and is coming for a state near you. So if you are a woman or you love any women and you support their rights, you will want to listen to this video, because when I tell you, straight out of a dystopian novel. All right, I'm going to tell it in story format so it makes sense. Meet Sophia, a 20-year-old sophomore UT Austin student walking across campus one evening after college classes let out. Then she is attacked by fellow college student Jake. You know, smug, fraternity boy, entitled prick type, we all know the kind. Jake grapes Sophia, and then she goes through hell. The grape kit, the emergency contraception, and weeks later, Sophia finds out that she's pregnant. Desperate, she gets abortion pills through a legal telehealth provider in New Mexico. Private, safe, relief. End of story, right? Wrong. Not in Texas, and definitely not in several states coming to you. Because Jake, the grapist, he hears about it. And under Texas HB 7, signed into law on September 17th, 2025, Jake and his family can now file a lawsuit for cash. No, I'm not joking. That's right. The man who graped her can now sue her doctor, even though Sophia is the victim. How is this even possible, you may ask? It's called a qui tam action. It actually means that Texas has deputized private citizens to sue on behalf of the state. And worse than that, they weaponized it so that rapists and their families, I'll come back to that, can now sue for an award of up to $100,000 per violation. That's per pill shipped, per prescription, per provider. Sophia's attacker, he qualifies for the jackpot as the biological father. Remember, he was a grapist, is a grapist. His parents, the grandparents of the fetus, they qualify too. If you've made it this far in the video, please put the secret words, "I'm going to share this with a friend," in the comment section. Don't forget to like, repost, and follow for updates. You guys may want to follow me over on YTube as some of my videos keep going missing. But let's go back to Sophia. What happens to her? Well, now she finds herself in the middle of a lawsuit. So Sophia is subpoenaed, deposed, forced to relive her attack in excruciating detail while Jake's lawyer cross-examines her. Let's say that this story goes public, because you know at least one or two of them will. She gets doxxed, her life starts to unravel. Imagine what this would be like for Sophia. All the while, Jake and his family start a GoFundMe with the Help Protect Unborn Texans Fund. And HB 7 protects this family from countersuits, meaning that the provider in New Mexico can't sue them back. And let us not forget for one moment, the very same people who shame Sophia for trying to have access to abortion care will be the same people that shame her when she has to keep the pregnancy, doesn't have the money to raise the child, and ends up needing public assistance. And guys, why do I bore you with this little story? Because I don't live in Texas, right? Because Texas has always been a proving ground for future legislation. Texas is the one that came up with the SB 8, the 6-week abortion ban. HB 7 is the sequel, this time targeting abortion pills, which, this may be a good time for me to remind you, account for 60% of abortions in this country. And other states already falling in line to set it up in their state too. Oklahoma, Louisiana, Missouri, Florida, and of course Tennessee. Because if Texas can do it, so can they. And guys, they won't be the last ones. Ladies, when I tell you this is not alarmism, this is the law now in Texas. Sophia was just a figure that we worked through so we could understand the level of risk that we are under. This is law in Texas, and 5 other states are now trying to line it up. I want you guys to hear what's happening. White Christo-fascism means they are trying to take all women's rights. They want to protect the offenders and persecute the survivors. If you ignore this warning, you do so at your own peril, because they are showing you what they think of women. So what do? You prepare, you stay aware, you understand that if something happens to you, whether it's because you are attacked or because, there's an oopsie situation, that your rights are absolutely under attack. So what do? You become very, very, very careful about who you sleep with, okay? You do not walk alone, you walk in pairs. When you are out at night, you do not have headphones in. You need to protect yourself because the system is protecting the predators. I want you to share this with every woman that you know, every young girl that you know, every dad that you know, every person that you know that would think that this was as disturbing as you think it is. You need to share this with them because you can bet your ass that corporate media is not going to cover.
So while we've all been distracted by what's going on in the national news cycle, Republicans in red states have been waging an extremist war against women. Republican state legislatures have introduced bills that would ban hormonal birth control, make it harder or impossible for pregnant women to get divorced, make it harder for women to get divorced across the board, and also make it harder for women to get their kids in a divorce even if they've been abused. They've been able to avoid the outrage and the scrutiny here by going after these rights covertly, specifically attacking the really niche legal theories that they rest on. For example, most people don't understand that it's no-fault divorce laws that allow women to seek a divorce and a dissolution of marriage without having to actually prove in court to a high legal standard that there's been infidelity, that they've been abused, or that they've been abandoned. They're trying to take us back to a time where women can't get a divorce unless they can prove wrongdoing and they're believed by a court of law, and we know how often that happens. What I think is the most horrifying and dangerous thing here, though, is that many of these red states are changing their well-established custody laws that were designed to protect the best interest of the child in order to basically intimidate women into staying married. The custody standard in most states is literally called the best interest of the child, meaning that the child will split their time between parents in the way that is best for their physical, emotional well-being. Many red states have abandoned that standard in favor of a 50-50 custody presumption, which may sound great and fair on the surface, but what happens when one parent has a history of violence or emotional abuse, but they still get 50% of the time automatically? Anyone who thinks about that for more than 2 seconds will realize that that obviously discourages women from leaving abusive relationships because their children will have to spend 50% of their time alone with that person. And it should be shocking to no one that in those states, divorce rates have gone down drastically, but domestic violence fatalities have gone up. Women are fighting for their lives, literally. They're passing laws to keep us pregnant, then keep us married, then keep us trapped there with our kids, no matter what. This is at the same time they're preaching to women online that you shouldn't work, you should be dependent on your husband, and you shouldn't want to have any independence because that's just the woke mind virus. My point is that this is a sophisticated attack on vulnerable women that's happening very quietly and very quickly, and the rest of us need to wake up and speak up before it's too late.
Okay, y'all don't mind how red my face is, but I just wanted to get on here and say that I feel like the world is set up to be against single moms. Like, not even just single moms, just people with low income. Because this is the second housing place that won't accept me because I don't make enough money. I feel so defeated right now, y'all. I'm having to move out of my current house because I cannot afford to live here. And I'm trying to find something to where I can go back to school and I can maintain school, work, and having 2 kids. And I'm trying to get accepted into government housing. But the past 2 times that I have, they literally tell me that I'm not making enough and that I have to wait around on a second assistance, which is rental assistance, which could be up to a year wait. And y'all, I'm just like, if you think I can't afford life, so I can't even move into this, how can I wait a year? Like, when I tell y'all, this is literally, I feel like this is supposed to be my year to feel free, and it's just like, you think being a single mom is gonna be you healing yourself and all this stuff, and it's like, really being a single mom is trying to figure out how you're fixing to survive. Like, I'm gonna throw up, y'all. I need to calm down, but I really have nobody to vent to. And I really don't give a fuck who has something to say about me crying on fucking social media. I'm not asking for a fucking handout. I just wanted to vent because maybe some other mothers know how I feel. Y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I'm sorry. I know I look ugly. I probably should not post this, but I really don't give a fuck. I'm already letting y'all know my life already, and I already gave the good news, and I was like, oh, we're going to be going into a new apartment, blah, blah, already submitted the stuff, but no, we're not actually. I mean, maybe a miracle is going to happen, y'all, but for right now, it's not good news, so